What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today.
Now, somebody asked me in the comment section of a video a few weeks ago what my thoughts were on Giannis Antetokounmpo's future rolling into next season. Now, I can't find that damn comment for the life of me to shout you out and credit you, but you know who you are. Sound off in the comment section and jog my pathetic memory, if you will, and I'll pin the comment. Now is as good a time as any to touch on this, considering some of the recent news that has popped up regarding this situation. Initially, when interviewed shortly after the loss to the Indiana Pacers, Giannis immediately shut down the notion and absurdity of asking him a question about his future after the season ending in a loss.
Giannis, you've always kind of stated about wanting to win and win championships and win a second championship and how important it is to you. Do you think that you can still win that second championship here in Milwaukee after a third straight first-round exit?
Look, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I know how this is going to go. Whatever I say, I know how it's going to translate. I don't know, man. I wish I was still playing. I wish I was still competing and going back to Milwaukee. I don't know.
Now, based on some of the more recent news of Giannis expressing that he would be open to potential trade options, and Bucks management prepping for the possibility of Giannis wanting out, I get the feeling that he will be out as soon as the Bucks get the haul that they want for him. And rest assured, it will definitely be a haul. Giannis, in my estimation, is the second best player in the NBA, and he's still in his prime. It has been reported that the Bucks have started planning to host workouts for a handful of top NBA draft prospects as kind of like a contingency plan should the Greek Freak demand out. They are doing the steps necessary to get the ball rolling. Now, there's a particular member of this channel here who I adore, who's a hardcore Milwaukee Bucks fan, but this person hates Giannis Antetokounmpo. So I am sure this particular individual is ecstatic to hear this news of Giannis probably being gone. Anywho, Giannis did deliver a championship to the city of Milwaukee in a glorious 50-point, 14-rebound, 5-block, series-clinching performance. I was at the game. I saw it firsthand, and let me tell you, it was glorious. So while the team and the city may be losing a top NBA player still in his prime, ultimately, you all did reach the promised land with him at least once, and I think you can part ways peacefully at that. I do find the Bucks' playoff outcomes following their championship to be very disappointing. They never got close to sniffing another finals appearance after that. A bunch of disappointing early exits riddled with underperformers and injuries. Now, when the Bucks acquired Damian Lillard, many people were screaming from the top of the mountain that the Bucks would win it all. Finally, Dame got the help he needed. Finally, Giannis got the true all-star Robin that he needed. And oh, their skill sets complement each other perfectly. And they do. But blah, 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 blah. As a Giannis fan, people thought I would express the same emotions. But no. Because I do not think as highly of Damian Lillard as many other people do. I think early in his career, Dame was underrated, and then somehow, some way, he became overrated to me. People are so fixated on some of his loud, game-winning shots behind Dame time, and don't even realize that Damian Lillard has largely underperformed in the playoffs a handful of times and failed to rise to the occasion far more than he should have. It's not like he was balling out and still losing. This dude was playing like trash and losing. Now, I'm not going to get into the details in this video, but if you're interested, you can go check out the video I put out back then, specifically on the Damian Lillard smokescreen. And I'll put the link to that video in the description of this one if you want to get the details and breakdown on his lackluster performances, if you will. So I didn't think this tandem of Giannis and Dame would be unfair, as YouTuber Rusty Buckets put it in one of his videos back then. I actually had put in one of my videos that I hope Dame stays healthy so there won't be any excuses for him when they fall short. But of course, no. Hurt every time in the postseason, and now he has a torn Achilles. Considering Dame's injury and his age of 34, I think Damian Lillard is done. Damian Lillard is cooked. As far as being a perennial all-star in this game, nah. Dame will be 35 in less than 2 months. And by the time he has recovered and ramped up into some kind of basketball shape, whatever that's going to look like, he will be almost 36 years old. We have seen the best of Damian Lillard. And I don't even think the best of him would have been enough with Giannis to win a championship. So a mid-30s Dame coming off of an Achilles injury sure as hell is not getting the job done. He was already a poor defender before this injury. Now he will be a complete liability. Giannis will have no all-star wingman as the team is currently constructed going into the future. The team's depth that they used to have is gone, and some of the more reliable players that they have had are aging and fizzling out. His best running mate going forward to me looks like Bobby Portis, who I love, by the way. I love his game. He brings it and he's tough. And then the other guy being Kyle Kuzma, who I don't think that highly of. So that should tell you all you need to know. I'm sure Giannis knows this. And you know Giannis wants to win more than anything. And he did achieve the ultimate goal here with the Bucks. So I think he will demand the trade. He doesn't want to waste next season being mediocre in a mediocre Eastern Conference, waiting for a crusty, beat-up Damian Lillard to return in his mid-30s. Now, where do I think Giannis Antetokounmpo will go? I'm not sure. I would have to fire up the trade machine and see how the salary caps and trade scenarios work out. What's realistic, what's actually feasible, but I wasn't really prepared to do that, and I don't feel like it. But I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to go to another small market team, that's for sure. So from a fantasy perspective, without knowing the caps and the contract restrictions and draft picks, I'll talk about where I think he'll go. Now, I think the San Antonio Spurs could be an option. Pairing him and Wemby together would be nasty work. Spurs would have to give up their Rookie of the Year, Castle, and probably Jeremy Sochan, Vassell, and maybe some other picks. I actually think his name is pronounced Jeremy Sohan, if I'm not mistaken. But let me know in the comment section. Now, I'm sure the Golden State Warriors would be desperate to trade anything and everything for Giannis not named Steph Curry. The Warriors are trying to squeeze out at least one more championship before Steph Curry retires. And that window is almost completely shut as presently constructed after the results of this season. With an aging Butler and Curry, it ain't looking good for the Golden State Warriors. A trade package focused around Jonathan Kuminga, pods, and some other pieces would probably be necessary. Luckily for the Dubs, Kerr was forced to play Jonathan Kuminga, and he balled out because Kerr would have led many people to believe the kid was unplayable and trash. The Knicks also seem to be an option people are talking about. I would have to imagine that would require departing with Bridges and probably two more starters not named Jalen Brunson with draft picks if the Knicks have any. Giannis would help cover a lot of Cat's deficiencies and vice versa for Cat. But I would imagine that the Bucks would probably want Cat too. And maybe the only way the Knicks could hold on to all three would be to get another team involved. The Houston Rockets are a possibility, but I don't see any way the Rockets can get Giannis without attaching Şengün as the biggest piece in the trade, especially with Jalen Green showing his now true colors in the postseason. I'm not sure if Giannis would want to go to Houston anyway. I'm not sure that's the best roster to surround him with as currently constructed, to be honest. Ideally, you want to space the floor with shooters around Giannis, and I don't think the Rockets have that right now. Maybe the Dallas Mavericks. Do you think the Mavs would trade away Cooper Flag for Giannis? Trade away that first pick in the draft for an AD, Giannis, and Kyrie Irving trio? Would Giannis want that, considering Anthony Davis's injury history and Kyrie coming off a ACL tear? I don't know. I don't think the Lakers have a chance, but you know how the media is every year. The Lakers apparently will acquire everyone that's available. And as a Lakers fan, I will tell you now, if the Lakers acquire Giannis while maintaining LeBron and Luka somehow, some way, I would abandon supporting the Lakers. And I'm a lifelong Lakers fan. And I would lose all respect in the world for that big three. You would have 3 top 10 players, 2 of which are considered top 5 by many. I would hate Giannis for signing off on that trade. I don't think the Lakers have anyone the Bucks would want outside of Austin Reeves anyway. Well, and of course, Luka Doncic, but we know the Lakers aren't getting rid of Luka. That's just not happening. Anyway, folks, that's all I got to say about it. If you could think of any more trades that might be feasible for Giannis, let me know in the comment section. In general, just let me know what you think about the situation. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and I catch you on the next one. We out, baby.